Welcome back, everybody, to Ziggy and Pyrin play Pokemon Soul Silver. We're gonna be wrecking shit in this ghost-type gym using our adorable tiny egg Pokemon, who isn't scared of anything. Yeah, see,
he actually might be. He might be scared of the Dalai Lama, because then they'd just be scared of each other.
Right. It's like the elephant kind of thing, where it's like elephants are afraid of mice, but like mice aren't afraid of, and probably mice are also afraid of elephants. But I don't know which way I just said it. I'm all confused.
I don't know, man.
You get what I'm trying to say.
I do know what you're trying to say. I'm just thinking though, if you're a mouse, you'd probably be way more scared of things that were like a lot smaller, because the elephant's so big, it'd just be completely out of your like scope of, you know, what exists.
Right. It'd be like,
right?
oh.
Like
yeah,
if we
I mean,
if we like throw a rock and it lands next to an ant, the ant's gonna be like, holy shit, there's a giant rock. It's not gonna be like, there's a giant human over there who just threw that rock at me.
That's true. But like, is the size magnitude that big? I think a mouse to elephant is still like kind of big rock to ant, like sizing wise. I think that probably works out about the same.
Yeah, except that there's a third party in the ant scenario, and not
right. Well, no one's throwing the elephant, but I mean,
well,
elephants
I don't know about
still
that.
move. I mean, maybe. I don't know.
Well, you've never seen an elephant catapult?
Did they do that in Monty Python? I don't remember.
No, they launched a cow.
Oh, there you go. Well, he just killed himself, so.
It's actually an elephantapult.
I like the way the Haunter looks. I do. I've always been a sucker.
He looks very aerodynamic, which is
just kind of. Which makes
a clever thing for a ghost to be.
Ghost. Yeah, well, I mean, there's no point for being aerodynamic as a ghost because air doesn't affect you, dog.
I guess that's true.
Not
necessarily. Like, you're still in the air, right? You're. Well, I don't know. Are you like? I guess it depends on your definition of ghost. But I feel like if you're a haunter, you still have like mass. You're just light enough to float. You know, and you're probably like, oh, you're like vapor, probably.
Is he? Okay, so now we get into, is Haunter a ghost, like a soul? Or is he like a being that is just kind of ghostly, like ghost-like in nature?
I think he actually looks pretty solid to me.
Well, yeah, but they don't have like a background to put him on, so who knows? Look,
well, but he doesn't look like fluffy or you know.
But Ghastly does.
Yeah, but not Haunter. Haunter looks pretty like imagine. I guess you haven't seen it, but in Spirited Away, a lot of the ghosts wear masks, and like the masks are like solid. They look like wooden carved masks, and they're like on their like sort of ghostly bodies. So their bodies are like transparent and floaty, and then they have these masks attached to them. And that's kind of how I imagine Haunter, right? Because his hands are like detached from his body, so like his body, which is basically his face, is maybe like a physical sort of shell, and then there's some kind of like vaporous, like glowy mysticalness that like surrounds him.
Okay, I'll take it. I'll accept it.
Point being, I feel like the air would affect him.
I get what you're saying. I don't agree. I think he's a ghost. Through and through. Like, I don't think there's anything. I think he's incorporeal. I think he's probably more like insubstantial than he is anything else. I don't think there's like a part of him that's like, oh, like this part of him is hard or solid. I think he's all just kind of ghost body pieces. That's where I stand on it. But I see what you're saying. I understand.
But how could he be there in the air and not actually be affected by it? He's just like a screen, like a filter?
Yeah, his whole body.
Just passes like, right through him?
Yeah, he just goes right through him, like ghosts do. Like, he just flies right through things. Like walls and doors and air. So he's insubstantial. There's no wind resistance.
Yeah,
like, when you see a ghost float through like a wall, he's not like, struggling to do it. Yeah. You know, he's like pushing. Mm-hmm. He just kind of floats through. I mean, if they do have to push, I apologize. 'cause that's probably uncomfortable. I'm gonna go heal Togepi, so we can use him for the rest of this. Because I'd like to, level up Togepi and make him a super badass.
Me too.
Who's Liz? Is it Panic or Liz?
Panicker?
I feel like it's Panic or Liz. I'm not 100% positive. Oh, hey, good afternoon. What's up? This is Liz. Listen. I was listening to the radio in the ruins of Alph when the broadcast suddenly cut into the regular show. I wonder what it was. So strange. All right, I think that's actually a decent hint. I think you're supposed to use the radio in the ruins of Alph to like catch certain unknowns, but I'm not 100% on that. I could be wrong. Don't quote me. Take it off the internet. Strike it from the records.
Bong, 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 bong. I think you're supposed to use the radio, like in the ruins of Alph, to catch, I don't know, maybe like an unknown Pokemon, but I'm not quite sure. End quote. Yeah. Ziggy McFly, 3/15/2015. 454.
No. Oh God. Wait,
yeah,
is
that's
it actually
right.
like 4? Is it 4?
It's there forever.
It's not that late in the day, is it?
I'm pretty sure it is. I mean, that's what my computer says. Yeah.
Butts. I got like an essay to write.
Butts is right.
Butts is right. Oh hey, once I come back, they have the lights back again. Oh, God damn it!
Oh.
My running shoes.
You got too excited, man.
It's not my fault. I couldn't stop. There's no.
Imagine that in real life.
Shoes.
You're just like, I'm so excited! Ah!
Is it water? I think it's water, right?
Oh, is it? I guess that makes more
water?
sense. It's like you're on a dock or something. It kind of looks like it's just empty space.
That's what I thought too. Like you just fall into the ether and then like somehow appear back at the beginning. But I think it's water.
I think you get carried by the ghost from Mario Kart.
Medium Martha. If I ever meet a girl named Martha, I'm gonna call her Medium Martha.
Medium Martha. That just sounds like synonymous with mediocre.
I think of it like, I think it's like Big Bertha and then like Medium Martha and then Tiny Tina and then you'll
I think Medium Martha just implies that there are other Marthas and that she's not the best or not the. I guess bigger isn't necessarily better.
There's like Medium Martha and then Spicy Martha and then like
Mild Martha.
Mild Martha. Is mild a compliment? I know a lot of people are like, I really like, I don't prefer spicy things, I prefer mild things. So if you were like that and then you complimented somebody by telling them they were mild, is that an insult or like?
Probably depends on the person.
Yeah, I guess.
Because I think most people would take that as like, well, why aren't I interesting and fun?
No, I meant flavor-wise.
Well, I don't usually describe people by their flavor, Aiden.
You're doing it wrong then.
No, my friend, he's like a little rich and creamy.
Is he rich and creamy? Oh,
no.
God damn it. Cursed again.
Curses. I wish we'd said that more often. Curses.
Curses.
Billions and billions of blistering blue barnacles in a thundering typhoon.
What? Are you talking like a sailor right now?
I'm talking like Captain Haddock.
So
yes.
I don't know. I don't eat fish that much.
Tintin, dog.
I've had a very limited experience with Tintin.
Oh man, I read all those books when I was young, except not in French because I'm not French.
I read a few. Ari had a few, I think, that I read at his house at some point, and those were cool.
I hope I read at least like half of them. I feel like I read more, and I wanted to read all of them, but I'm pretty sure I didn't.
I mean, that's understandable. It was a fairly long-running series.
I would say there are like 30 or 35 or something.
Oh, there you go. I didn't know. But I did end up seeing the movie. I thought
the movie was really good. Yeah, and they're supposed to make 2 more. And frickin' Spielberg and oh my god, I can't even remember who the other guy is. Why?
Fuck.
One is produced. The most recent one, or like the first one, was produced by Spielberg and directed by. Oh my god.
We just
and
lost
then
you.
they were gonna swap to do the second one, and then swap back to do the third. Oh my god, I can't even remember who it was.
Weird.
I'm gonna look it up now.
Well,
It's
we
hurting
lost
me.
you in the Skype call, so when you come back on the Skype call, I guess I'll add you to the screen share again.
Well, fine then.
Yeah, I don't know if you're back in the call. Are you back in the call yet? Fudge monkeys.
Yeah, I am.
Frickle Frackle.
Frickle Frackle. Fraggle Rock?
Fraggle Rock?
Did you ever watch Fraggle Rock?
No.
I didn't really
What is
either that much.
I actually, I've heard of Fraggle Rock. Is that like a Muppets thing?
Yeah, and it's Jim Henson. It is a show though.
Oh, was it?
What was it?
I said, oh. I said, oh, was it? But I guess I knew that. I didn't know it was its own separate show. I thought it was like a Muppet subsidiary. Not like a knockoff, but like a, what's that called? When they have like a side character do a show.
Spinoff?
What?
Spinoff?
Spinoff, yeah. I thought it was like a Muppet spinoff or something.
Nope.
No, it's its own thing. That's cool. Where did I see that? Oh, I was watching like a Ben Folds music video, and it was him with Fraggle Rock.
Yeah. Yep. I forget which song it was.
I don't know. It's good though.
Yeah.
I like basically everything that Ben Folds does though, so
Same.
I'm somewhat biased.
Pipperjack loved Fraggle Rock.
Fraggle Rock. Jim Henson was a cool dude.
What?
Jim Henson?
Yeah, and apparently that holds true in like every sense. Like there are a bunch of interviews and people talking about him and how just like there wasn't a single person ever who said anything bad about him. And despite, or not despite, but on top of, you know, having cool ideas and whatnot, that he was just like the greatest person ever to work with, and he was just like positive and happy and helpful and fun all the time.
That's what I heard too. And it almost sounds a little too good to be true, but I think it's super cool that's a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like that he was just a dope as hell in all respects. Which makes sense. Like if you watch like the Muppets as like a show or like anything that he had like a part of,
Mm-hmm.
like it's all usually like genuinely like good spirited or well done, even despite what you think about like what your opinions on puppets are.
Mm-hmm.
Essentially.
Yeah.
Which is super cool.
I would love, like, it would be so interesting to meet someone who was crazy into that. You know, because I think it seems like a lot of the people who would get involved with the Muppets or with, I guess, Sesame Street or, you know, any of that kind of world that Jim Henson created, that they might be interested in it and just kind of find themselves there, as opposed to like, you know, from when they were a kid, they've always wanted to be a puppeteer. But it'd be so cool to find someone who is really passionate about that. Not that those people don't exist, and not that I don't, like, I've never done any of it before. I don't know if I would like it or not. But, but it's really interesting, and there's so much that goes into it. I watched, there was a documentary about the guy who was doing the voice for Elmo. That was on Netflix for like a little while.
I saw that. I didn't see it, but I wanted to watch it.
And yeah, it was really good. And then like right after that, he like went to jail for like child molesting or something. Like
yep.
That. But which is too bad because he seemed like a cool guy. But
yeah, that's shitty.
But the documentary was cool because they didn't talk about just him. They just talked about his life and how he really wanted to be on. I guess it was Sesame Street.
Yeah, it was
that
Sesame Street.
He was watching when he was a kid, or I don't know. Jim Henson was just starting to do a bunch of things, and I think he got to work on the Dark Crystal, or he got to go to he got to go to the set and like talk to Jim Henson when they were making the Dark Crystal or something like that. And the Dark Crystal was a huge deal because it was like the first feature film with puppets,
right,
maybe ever, and it's still so good.
Yeah, it's incredible. It's a really good movie.
And there's another one too that they made. Whenever I think of the Dark Crystal, I always also think of the Labyrinth.
Yep, me too. I'm in the same place. I don't know if Jim Henson worked on Labyrinth. I think he might have.
Yeah, he did.
But yeah, I mean that's always what I think of too, because it's just the same puppeteer, the same kind of like puppeteering and stuff like that.
Right. Although I think the reason they're a little bit disparate is because Dark Crystal is a puppeteering movie, and Labyrinth just features puppets.
Right.
Well, I don't know. I guess it technically features humans, but the humans are the main characters.
Yeah, like the center of that.
Mm-hmm. God,
I'm really confused why this Gengar has not used Dream Eater on me, and I'm waiting for it. Because he has me asleep, and like that's the draw of having a Gengar, is that he has Dream Eater, but he keeps using Sucker Punch. So, I don't know. I don't know what his game plan is.
He's getting drowsy.
Encore.
Damn. He has horrible accuracy.
Hypnosis has like 75 accuracy. It's not very good. But I put him to sleep so he can wreck his shit.
P.S. There are 24 Tintin books.
24? There's not that many. How long are they? Like, how long is a Tintin book?
I don't know. I could probably read it in like half an hour or so.
Yeah, okay. That's pretty cool.
I might be
down
remembering that wrong, but...
I may be completely inaccurate with my statement that I just
Well,
made.
I haven't read one for a long time. And I was young when I was reading
Shuttlebugs.
them.
One hyper potion. But Smiggy. I knew that was gonna happen. I didn't kill him fast enough.
I wonder if these are in... I think this is just in order that they were. Serialization. Does that mean when they were written or when they were in chronological order? Because I don't think they were written in chronological order. I think that they are in chronological order here.
You're in chronological order. Chronological order.
Chronological?
Chronological. I just made up a most excellent term.
That you did.
So it seems like this Gengar doesn't know Dream Eater, which is like not very good for this Gengar, considering it's like.
Is there a reason you're not
one
using
move.
extra sensory on him? Oh, there. Okay.
Yeah. He's only been using Sucker Punch. So do you know how Sucker Punch works?
No.
Okay, so Sucker Punch is a move that only hits if the opponent's gonna hit you with like an attack that does damage, right? That same turn. Also, I don't know why I used Yawn there. And it hits first instead, right? Like no matter the speed, it'll hit first if they're gonna use a super strong attack.
Dealing. Yeah.
Right. So it's kind of like a priority move with good power that only hits if they're gonna hurt you first. But it's rendered ineffective if I'm asleep because I can't attack in general, right?
Right.
So he's putting me to sleep and then just like continuously using Sucker Punch, which doesn't work at all.
Right.
But then he's waking up and I put him to sleep and then I just kind of hit him with a bunch of extra sensory and he dies. So I'm gonna get a ton of experience.
Nice.
2017. Dilbert's making his way in the world today.
Alright, so Gengar is standing, clearly.
Yes. But he also floats. If you watch, if you're thinking about anime canon, he can float in the anime. Though that doesn't really mean anything. Because a lot of people don't consider the anime like real, even though that's basically what got me into Pokemon in the first place.
Sure, and probably a lot of people as well.
Yeah, because I watched a shit ton of that show.
But if you can stand, to some degree, he interacts with the environment around, right?
But okay, and then you have to get into the debate: is he standing or is he just kind of like floating in the area where the ground would be, like where your feet would be if you were normally standing?
Sounds like a lot of work on his part.
It does, but so does becoming a physical form when you're normally corporeal.
But what's the point?
So, what's the point of
What's the point of like pretending to be restricted by gravity and like walking on
to mess with people, dog.
basically virtual landscape?
Because what if you're like, oh look, like you're walking to like some creepy house, you're like, what an adorable Clefairy, because Gengar is a Clefairy ghost, and you're like, oh, I'm gonna go hug it, and it's like on the ground like a normal Clefairy, and all of a sudden like boom, 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 and it just like floats off the ground. You're like, ah, you cry. because it tricked you and scared you. TM30, is it Sucker Punch? Oh, Shadow Ball. Shadow Ball is really good. It's one of my favorite moves to teach Toga Kiss, because it's a really good stab move.
Oh, you're just trying to get back to the beginning.
Or type coverage, not stab. Usually, you did good. I was cowering the corner out of pure terror. Yeah, we did it.
You're actually staying in exactly the same place you always were, but that's cool.
Oh, mother's calling me. It's a good way to end an
damn
episode.
it.
Hello? Hi, Ulysses. I found a useful item while shopping, so I bought it with your money.
I'm taking away your money privileges, Mom.
Your cash privileges. Mom doesn't actually work or do anything. She just kind of lives off the money that you send from kicking other trainers' butts.
You open the package and it's like a diamond necklace, and she's like, "Oh, oops, that one was actually for me." Sorry.
My bad. We're gonna actually talk to this guy and get the packages from my mom. Chillin' berries.
Chillin' berries.
Chilean berries. Thanks for you from your mom. It's a super potion. Thanks, Mom. I couldn't have just bought that on my own.
Dope.
Okay. Alright, guys. That's where we're going to end this episode. We beat the gym. Hurrah!
Hooray. That's 4?
Difficult. That's 4. It's 4 gyms down.
Damn. We're like halfway through half the game.
We're halfway through. We're a quarter through the game. Anyway, we're going to make our way towards the next town in this next episode. Thank you all for watching. You're amazing, wonderful people, and I hope that we see you on the next episode.
Peace.